Tonight's big story, a Newswatch 7 investigation into the lengths some will go to rip you off.
According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost $10 billion last year to scams and fraud.
Some lose thousands of dollars, some lose their life savings, and as one Omaha man found out, some lose so much more.
Have your check, your cash, and also the Ford, okay?
An unknown caller can be full of promises.
Where are you right now, Mr. Thompson? You're home?
The faceless voice can be persistent.
When is your birthday?
And the scammer always has questions.
You will be getting your Social Security Saturday, right?
That voice, likely the last one Monty Thompson ever heard. Monty's son Austin lights up when you ask about his dad.
He would just call sometimes to hear my voice.
Austin lives in Omaha, his dad in Gredinger, Iowa.
He's like, I don't want to bug you. I'm like, Dad, you're not bugging me. I like talking to you. I'm glad you call.
Monty worked construction and tended to his mom's farm.
This is just my dad being my dad at the local county fair.
He always called until he didn't.
What baffles me the most is he didn't call. I knew how much he loved me. I knew how proud he was of me. But he always called, no matter what.
But there was a phone call Monty did have.
This is the phone call that I was talking about on July 24th at 1:28 p.m.
An unknown number.
It lasted 4 minutes. And my grandma showed up at the house and found him at 2 o'clock.
2 p.m. on July 24th.
That is the day that my dad hung himself.
A candle, now a memory of Monty's life. Austin Thompson later found out his dad was being scammed, and that voice on the phone,
I'm just here trying to do my job.
told Monty he was from the Publishers Clearinghouse.
They had reached out saying that he had won millions of dollars and a new Ford F-150. I know exactly what he was thinking. I could help my mom, I could help my sons. He was thinking about everybody else before he was thinking about what he can get.
But there was a catch. He had to pay taxes and fees up front.
From what I found, just in his record, I know it's over $8,000 in 2 months.
KETV Investigates took Austin's story to the Iowa Attorney General's office.
Unfortunately, the Publishers Clearinghouse scam is a common one. They string the person along for a long time and require a payment before they can get their prize. And only when the prize is not delivered and the person is often out of money does the person find out what the scammer was really doing to them.
We brought Mr. Thompson's case to you. Is there anything that can be done here?
We are helping them through it and also getting to the bottom of just what happened. I'll say at this point, and it is preliminary, we think the scammers were located offshore, perhaps even in Jamaica.
Brenna Bird says her office is investigating, but if these criminals aren't from the U.S., there's little she can do.
And when we have a scammer who's offshore in Jamaica, we can't get the money back, and we also can't bring this person before a court so that they can be held accountable for what they did, like we could if they were under our jurisdiction. So it's very difficult. You know, there's a reason they operate offshore like that in the shadows. That scammer kept calling.
This is actually my dad's phone.
It was Austin who, after his dad died, recorded the conversations.
They called fifth over 20 times at least.
He wants people to know this can happen to anybody.
People say, like, how stupid could you be? It's not the fact of being stupid. It's a fact of how good these people are. They can manipulate.
And he believes that manipulation led directly to his dad's suicide.
They took literally everything. They took every cent he had, and then they took his life because of what they did.
If you or anyone you know is struggling, please call 988. It's a suicide and crisis hotline. You heard Brenna Bird say cases like this are hard to prosecute, but they're not impossible. We also talked to the FBI, who says they have now been in contact with Austin Thompson. They couldn't give case specifics, but said, quote, as an intelligence and a law enforcement service, we partner with both intel and law enforcement partners globally. The FBI has been successful in indicting, arresting, and extraditing adversaries outside of the U.S. by working closely with our international partners. As for this scam, on its website, Publishers Clearinghouse has an entire section dedicated to fraud protection, reminding you that winning is always free and you never have to pay to claim a prize. We'll have a link to that in this story on the KETV mobile app.